I have to mute one because, all right, we're live.
I think we got it.
I'm waiting for YouTube.
Here it goes.
Okay.
Now it's on.
That was really delayed. All right, hang on. Oh, hi guys. trying to mute one.
Yeah, here we go. We're live.
We're live now. YouTube is live. There was quite a delay. All right.
How are you doing, KassCee?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mary? Let's see who all is joining us tonight, if anybody's decided to.
The notification just went out, so hopefully, if not, me and you're just going to have a conversation and discuss this. And
yeah, we could continue our discussion from before.
Right.
We have good conversations, and then it goes live, and we're like, okay, now what?
Just get quiet. we got Father Fish here with us, I think. So hello, Father Fish.
Hello.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I know there's another person in the community that's streaming at 11 o'clock a lot of times, so we understand that. But hopefully, if nothing else, people catch it on the replay.
Maybe.
And yeah, because you never know. So what have you? Yes, he's there. Hello. So we were discussing the the Betta Bowls.
Well,
you want to keep going with that?
There were some topics I thought we could talk about. One was the Betta Police.
The Betta Police.
So that was one topic. We could talk about saltwater aquariums and what's going on with mine.
Yeah.
Fish stocking. I've got a couple like fish stocking, just things to talk about and get off my chest, like what's worked and what hasn't worked. I've got baby fish.
All right.
I haven't been able to share that with you. You've been so busy.
Yes, I have. And so I apologize about that. But hopefully this is another, I've gone through several months of traveling and going through family issues and that kind of stuff. But when this is all over with, I finally feel like I'm going to be settled somewhere. I'm going to finally have, a place to have a fish room and have some of the animals I've kept before, including horses. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just going to take I got to be a little more patient. It's coming. So
it's going to happen, Mary.
Right. So I'm going to have just a little hobo bucket fish room that I'm just going to, I don't really have anything worth rehoming except for the nice, new bettas I have. But bettas are like the easiest fish that you could travel with. You know what I'm saying? Like, this kind of leads into what we were talking about earlier, what kind of tank you can keep a betta in and the way you can keep them happy and, and just keep, it's an easy and, what am I trying to say? Space saving type of thing when you don't have much space, but you want to keep a fish. There we go.
Right. So Mary and I, for those of you who will watch this on the replay or join us soon, hopefully, Mary and I both have jar aquariums. I started with a jar and then set up a bowl and then set up a second bowl. And now I'm on to my third bowl. Only because I don't have space for aquariums in my house.
Yeah.
Really. Like it's
Same here.
really hard for me to think like, where am I going to put another aquarium? I want one. I would love to put each betta fish into. Is that a 5-gallon? What's yours behind you?
This one, now this is a 15-gallon.
I like
my other ones are like 5-gallon tanks, and that's a perfect size. But sometimes you don't have the room for, I've got other tanks. I've got smaller ones, and I've got
like
jars.
Right here, I'm not sure what tanks would go good right behind me, but I would love to put one here. Maybe that could be a 10-gallon.
Yeah.
So, but I started the bowls because we brought home a betta fish, and then I was like, okay, I want to make a really nice bowl for the betta. And I saw Father Fish was doing, I think I saw him doing a jar at one point, and I was like, so I started hounding him, like, how do you do, like, how do I get started in doing can you do
Right.
substrate in a jar? So I was
Exactly. And that was
going after him for
intriguing.
advice.
It was really cool to think that you could set up this substrate system, in a jar. And like we were talking about, it can become balanced, easy plants, and it can be a nice place for a betta fish, if that's what you've got. I'm not talking about like a teeny tiny jar, but if you're putting something together, sometimes they're a gallon, gallon and a half, 2 gallons. Yes, I'd prefer all of them being a 5 gallon, but I have some that are in smaller containers right now. And with this moving I'm getting ready to go through,
Other fish is resurrection jars.
resurrection jars, right? So, and that's how you and I met each other, looking to learn how to do stuff like this. So,
Well, then honestly, I know Father Fish tried to put together that one video, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it and try it. And I'm just going to learn from my failures. And so that's what I've done. And you can go to my channel and you can go to my playlist and you can see I started with a half-gallon jar, which actually was an emergency. So I started with the 1 gallon. The half-gallon was the emergency. And then I was like, the 1 gallon was fine. And the betta fish seemed very happy in there. And, it did good. It became cycled. It became balanced. And I did water changes once a week on it, maybe.
Right.
Like that. And I still do. I still I could get away with once a month. I don't need to do them once a week. But that just lets you know, they don't poop a lot. I don't overfeed
right.
them. But if I had them in a jar or a bowl without the substrate, without the plants, I would be doing daily water changes. And I would have a sick fish like I've done in the past. I've had how I've lost my fish. They've made it a long time, but they eventually got sick. And, my fish, they aren't sick. So this kind of started because of the Betta police.
We know the Betta police well.
People who go around leaving comments, you're trying to post a picture and you're trying to share your experience with people. And I'm sharing my successes. I wouldn't share
exactly
it if I thought it was a failure, but I don't know.
Glass box.
You could share your failures too. We like to learn. And I do. I try to say, so in doing so I've done the half-gallon, I've done the 1 gallon. And I'm on to the 2.5. I wasn't sure if it was 2 or 3. So I sometimes say 2 and then I'll say 3. I think it's 2.5. I would not do less than 2.5 now after having done all 3.
Right.
I would not go
somewhere
smaller than that.
You start somewhere and you start building from that. You're I want something a little better. You set goals and.
Right.
Hey, Paul and Glassbox Fox.
Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us, Mary and Cass After Dark.
Past our bedtimes. My lighting's not as cool as Cass's.
We've got fairy lights out. We've got the very poor glow stick.
Got the glow sticks going on.
I was joking because I couldn't make a necklace. I'm like, Mary, if I just hold it like this all night. I could do that. That looks neat. Looks like a rainbow.
Right.
But, yeah.
Hey, at least you've got your fairy light, so it looks really nice behind you.
I did. I actually think I ordered these for my console table out there, and I was like, oh,
yeah, I like them.
Use them for this. So I struck them all up this morning. And they go through different modes, so we could see all the modes if you guys would like.
Yeah.
Give a thumbs up if you want to see the mode. The mic's over here, but I'm talking over here. So, Mary, I'm like, I talk this way, but my mic is that way.
That's what I'm looking forward to, Cass. This whole time I've been on YouTube for the past year, I've never had a designated area to set up my stuff. I have to set it up every time, put my tablet up, whatever, and basically y'all get this corner or the other corner. So I'm looking forward to actually being able to have a place where I can have a place to stream and hang out and really get some tanks going on behind me. So I've been gathering more tanks. I've still got 33 gallon. I've got a 15 gallon. I've got another 10 gallon. I've got the 2 5-gallon blue ball specs, and I think there's a 55 gallon that's waiting for me when I get back in Kentucky. So we'll see.
Every now and then your feed cuts out a little, but I think
Does
we're
it?
good.
Okay.
We're okay. But it just happens every now and then she comes back, guys. So I don't.
Okay.
I feel like if I do it on my phone, my phone looks
Yeah.
better.
This is the tablet here.
So there's that one. Getting fancy. So I've got like 3 patriotic modes, and we have all these streamer. I feel like this is like if it was a Christmas tree.
Yeah. I love it.
The only thing I wish it could. You can control the speed, but it doesn't slow down that much. It's not very noticeable.
Where'd you say you got them? Did you get them? Did you order them?
Yep, they were on Amazon.
Amazon.
I just got the cheapest ones I could find. As always. Not saying I'm cheap, but I'm frugal.
We're thrifty. Thrifty, yeah, frugal.
This one's like one of my favorites. I kind of like this one.
I like that one too.
And then there's if you're feeling
twinkling.
patriotic, which I've been uploading all kinds of patriotic videos lately for decorate for the 4th. And I've got one coming out tomorrow. It's going to be published and ready by noon.
All right. Tomorrow's Father's Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I wasn't even thinking.
That's right.
So happy Father's Day.
Hey, everybody. I forgot. I'm like, we're going.
I know. I just thought about it. It's actually time now, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. It's not 12 yet.
No, not yet. Almost. Hi, Skipper's Aquarium. Thanks for
Thomas
and saying hi.
Oh, I'm so glad I love Thomas. Skipper's Aquariums. Glad you're here.
He's leaving now, but he wanted to say hi. But thank you.
But that's good. At least he stopped by.
Catch us on the replay. Hopefully we're interesting enough for you guys to watch us on the replay.
Oh my goodness.
It's after dark. We're going to have a little fun.
Yeah.
But
we're just chatting, just hanging out. I'm taking a break from the moving and loading and all that stuff. Of course, I'm going to wait till this will be the last thing I do, take down the aquarium. So.
Yeah, I was wondering, would you consider posting your fish on Craigslist or something?
I've thought about it, or just taking them to one of the pet stores. But the only thing
my pet store won't take fish. I've asked them. I'm like, will you please?
And they won't take them.
They won't take plants, and I haven't asked Petco, but my pet supermarket won't take them. They're like, the manager won't allow it. I'm like, I don't want to throw these plants away.
No, I think I'm going to take my plants and put them in a tub. And I've got, a light that I can put over it and just keep them in a tub. Because basically I could, where I stay with my daughter in Maryland, I could actually set up tubs outside, for the next month or so. And I've got a nice, Jess from Maine's Tails Fur and Fin sent me a bunch of really nice guppies.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get rid of them either. It's like, I just got my nice guppies and now I've got to move.
Yeah.
But I was procrastinating. My daughter said she thought it'd be, yes, I think so, Father Fish. I've got the USB little air pumps and stuff. I've got sponge filters. I'll just run them like that until I get moved somewhere. That'd be easier than moving glass aquariums, 2 or 3 times.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And I hope your fish store will take your fish.
Yeah.
So hopefully
main thing I have is just I've got a couple of bristlenose. There's these white skirt tetras, just, nothing real. The special fish I have are the bettas. So, and I'm going to just travel with them. I think they'll be just fine.
So we were talking earlier and I was like, Mary, should we just get stuff off our chest tonight and just leave it at the door so we can just move on with the stream? So I feel like maybe, I wanted to just say this and just make a nice statement about, so I post on Instagram, I post updates sometimes and pictures of my bowl aquariums, and I have a 20-gallon and a 40-gallon as well.
Right.
And I've had the Betta Fish. I had one Betta Fish in the 20-gallon. So I've seen their behavior in both. I've seen them in the 2.5-gallon and in the 20-gallon. And we've learned, I've learned I don't want to go smaller than 2.5. But so I just wanted to say this for people who come on and they go, that's too small for a Betta Fish. They need to be in at least a 5-gallon or a 10-gallon for a male. And I'm going, okay, well, have you tried it? So I would say to that person, I set a goal for myself to set up a balanced bowl aquarium with plants, and I achieved that goal.
Yes.
And I'm sharing it with people who don't know how to do that, but would like to.
Sharing your experience.
And it's like, I don't have room, so I'm setting up a bowl aquarium. I wanted a fish. You can put a Betta Fish in my opinion, in a 2-gallon or 3-gallon, or in Mary's case, a 1-gallon. I've done it in one, and they seem happy. So let me continue. So if that's not your goal, that's okay. But it was mine. But not everyone has room for a large aquarium. Any fish keeper can assess if their fish is happy or not by looking for signs of stress, illness, and odd behavior. If none of that is present, then we can say that the fish is happy. So, is a fish happy if it is fed all the time? Yes,
correct.
Probably. But then you might make your fish sick and kill the fish. So I feel like we need to look at the fish's behavior. Is the fish getting sick? Do you have to do water changes daily? If you do, then that's probably not a good situation.
Right.
I'm not doing that. My bowl aquariums, they're cycled. So I'm trying to share that with everybody, because I at one point had the 1-gallon with marbles on the bottom and was doing daily water changes. And that was not a good situation.
That's what brings people into the hobby, that situation, and then they want to figure out something better or do it a better way. And you get led into like these incredible channels we've learned from about a planted bowl, a planted jar. And, but when you learn how to do it in like something like that, it leads you to want to go to the next level. You want to go to a bigger tank, and you want to get to, and it makes you grow and learn. And that's what the main thing I think is to me, is that we don't just get stuck at, a little Betta in a little box with a plastic plant in it, and like you said, some marbles.
Yeah, I had a plastic plant.
Yep.
But it's
you want to start doing better and better and better. But
also, who are you trying to please? Are you trying to please yourself or the fish? Because I can tell you the fish is happy. Okay. Like, my fish don't look sad, or, it doesn't look sick. It's not stressed out. So if you're using that as your what's your criteria?
Right.
Because I feel like they're more happy seeing it in a bigger tank. Because for sure, when I saw my Betta in the 20, I was like, that made me more happy seeing it in the 20.
Yeah.
It was exploring mode more, and I could tell the behavior it's just different. They have different behavior, but it's not.
Like you said, exploring and just.
Yeah, it was more fun
all
for
over the place.
It was more fun for me to watch the Betta in the 20 than in the 2.5. So, and I would agree, like, it's hard to see. The bowls are pretty, but it is hard to see your fish in the bowl.
Yeah.
So, yes, moving on, like, would I change it? Maybe in the future, but also, if it's not broken, should you fix it?
Right.
So,
right, Craig.
That's off. I'm checking my jacket at the door, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
So,
my piece.
Betta, please give people a chance before you give them a hard time, because they might be in the first beginnings of something and learning. Like I said, getting to that first goal of setting up this and then moving to that. And then ultimately seeing their fish in a bigger tank and really enjoying themselves. It makes you see fish in a different way too.
Yeah, but who's to say what you're doing is better than what I'm doing?
Right.
Or what I'm doing is better than what you're doing. We're all fish keepers. And ultimately, we need to see, it's up to you to decide, is your fish, is it happy or healthy? So if it's not sick and it's swimming around and it's not stressed out, you're not making it sick by overfeeding it, then I would say you're doing a good thing. You're doing just fine. But I follow people from other countries, and I can't quite tell because they don't always say, but their bowls look like 1-gallon bowls, and they've got them loaded with plants and fish.
Yeah.
So,
I love the 10-gallon bowls. Like, what's the channel you told me about? I know we both watch MD, but you told me about the other channel where he was doing the bowls, and I can't think of who it is. Haven't watched him in a little while. Oh my gosh. It's a big channel, but it's over in I can't remember, the UK somewhere, I'm sure. But then, of course, I watch like Green Aqua. I watch George Farmer.
Aquatics? Or are you thinking of Mark's Aquatics?
Is it Mark's?
I don't know if
that's.
I think
I don't think it's Mark's. And that's another thing that I have a goal for my bowls. Like the first couple of bettas I have some rescues. I've got 2 fish that I bought. Like I paid for them. I picked them out, bigger tank stuff. But there's some of my bettas, like the females and some of these over here, they were almost dead in a cup, and I had to bring them home. So, I tried to give them a better life. But these little bowls and jars that I have set up, eventually what I would like to do is make them into shrimp jars, have different types of shrimp in them all. Like I want to have I've got some black rose shrimp. I have some culls from LRB that are like every color you can think of. I have some, yes, I had the Skittles, yes. And then I have, who did I get my other shrimp from? I can't remember. I got some off of Aquahuna one time or something too. But the black rose, the ones I got from Rose Aquatics, I got the orange pumpkin shrimp, and I got the black rose shrimp.
All right. So, I'm going to say goodnight to Father Fish. He says he's got to get up early.
Oh, good night, Father Fish. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep, we appreciate it. And then, sorry, so I didn't mean to interrupt, but...
Oh, you're fine.
Want to say goodnight to the first person who came on to see us.
Enjoyed having him here.
So I was thinking that very same thing. I was like, so what would I do moving forward? I think all my fish are happy. I just want to say that. They're all happy. They're all healthy. Craig says the bigger the tank, he finds it's less maintenance. I actually enjoy doing maintenance on the bowls because they're easier. They're definitely
now that's easier. One thing. I hear that all the time, that the smaller the tank, the harder it is to balance and take care of. I don't necessarily agree with that if the bowl's set up right.
And it depends what livestock you have in there. I've got the shrimp in here. This is like its own little ecosystem.
Right.
I don't water change that hardly ever. So that's
just a little top off.
And I hardly ever feed it. I'll add food and the shrimp never goes to it. He's always busy eating whatever he's eating, and the snails eat the food. So I stopped feeding it. I'm like, I forget to because it's not in my fish room. Mm-hmm. So I'll forget. I'm like, I need to feed the shrimp. And I'll forget every single time.
Do you still have the Amano shrimp? Did you ever have any more babies with them?
No.
Are they in there?
That survived is still alive. So my poor shrimp, every time I lit a candle.
Oh no.
That's how I lost the shrimp, I think, because I had lit a candle and I lost the 2 adult shrimp, and then I think another time I lit a candle. So I'm like, okay, I need to remember.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Shrimp are they're sensitive to that.
But I think because it's in the 1-gallon jar, it makes it more sensitive. So
right.
I can't light candles. So I've got my my Himalayan salt lamp here, and actually I can put essential oils in it, but I'm like, I'm not even going to try. I don't want to kill my remaining shrimp.
Right. Well, I mean, just anything like, say you've got carpet and you put something like Carpet Fresh down, or you do, anything that you spray, and this is a basic, anything you spray in your fish room or area is particulates are going to get in the air, and shrimp are particularly very sensitive to anything with perfumes or, any kind of chemicals. So,
Mm-hmm. So so moving on about the maintenance, I was like, I like the maintenance. I
mm-hmm.
like the look. I think I would, maybe move out the Betta Fish one day, and I'm not sure. Put one in the
Right.
40, put one in the 20, and then leave the female there because she ain't gonna get along with anybody. So she's gonna stay. She's perfectly happy, but and then maybe
isn't a
just put
Betta,
shrimp in those bowls.
yeah, because bettas are like, if you take care of them, they are wonderful community fish. When you put them in, like you said, the 20, 40 bigger tanks, they really are a cool community fish. They really interact and do a lot of stuff in there. They're very entertaining.
They are. I loved seeing. So I moved my red male into the new bowl. So that's why I made the third bowl, because I was like, this is going to be his home. And I ultimately was going to put him in there anyways. And then, so I started, I moved him out. And now I've got baby Platies in the 20-gallon. So I'm like, is it coincidental that I moved him out and now I'm seeing babies? So.
He was on population control.
Maybe. So, I mean, I guess when I want to have that, I'll move him back in. But so
that's another good thing, Betta's.
From the Platies.
Right.
I've had a baby Daniel. They're harder. But so the Platies, I've got two Platy babies. I've seen them daily, and they're just down there at the bottom feeding on whatever.
Platies are really cool babies too, because they get like, it doesn't take them long to turn into that little miniature version of the adult fish. Like, guppies. Yeah, guppies, you have to wait till they start developing color and shape and stuff. But platies, like, they get a couple weeks old, they look like a little platy, just little bitty, and they're just cool fish. Great beginner fish. That's what I put in Morgan's tank. She has platies, guppies, and bristlenose, and a betta, in that 29-gallon. Mm-hmm. And it's always action-packed. It's fun to watch. I got plants from you and Father Fish, and man, that tank has just gone wild, and she's enjoying it. And not much maintenance, And I did the soil, and I did my base layer was soil, gravel, and some old sand, and then I capped it with the 3 inches of the black diamond sandblasting sand, and just put the plants into that sand, and it's done. She's busy, got all those kids, twins, and that tank, all she has to do is walk through and put some water in it. Got a big sponge filter in it, and it's rocking and rolling. So,
yeah, I've had a little bit of trouble with the 40-gallon with cyanobacteria.
Yeah. But no, it was sitting kind of near a window, wasn't it? Wasn't it near getting some of that, or was that the other one?
So not now, oddly enough, but like fall and winter, I guess maybe winter time when we kind of tilt, it gets a lot more sunlight in the afternoon, and that room gets super hot. So I've got blinds now, and I can control that. So when it gets to be like that again, I can shut the blinds. But my husband's like, leave them open. I want to see to the outside. I'm like, okay, dear. So when he's not home, I will shut them.
Yeah.
But,
and the longer your aquarium's set up to, the more it's going to get, the more and more balanced it's going to get. And it'll eventually take care of that problem. There'll come a day where it will be like, I don't know how to say it, like magic, like this one went through that for a little while. I had the cyanobacteria, especially in my water lettuce. like it would be all in the roots of it. Like
Yes.
you'd flip it over and it would be like, that bright fluorescent blue, green, whatever, like cyano is. And so now what I do is I use my water lettuce like duckweed. I just start dipping handfuls out and throwing it away eventually and leaving the best for last, and it kind of grows back in like duckweed.
Yeah,
It's just a lot more manageable.
I had water lettuce in the 1 gallon, and then I started getting cyano around the water lettuce. I'm
Yeah.
like, is the water lettuce causing the cyano?
I don't know, or does the water lettuce like suck it up? But now it does create, that layer on top of the aquarium where maybe it takes away a little bit from the surface, so the air can get down. Because I notice I get like that film over my aquarium a lot, like that film, on the top layer of the water. Seems like I get it worse.
I'm getting that in the new bowl, and I'm not sure why. But the other two, I don't get that film in at all. But I was getting it in the 1 gallon as well. So right near the water lettuce plant, it would develop around the edges of the leaves, and then it would grow down onto the rock. So it would like spread, but it was like spreading from the water lettuce. I'm like,
yeah. I noticed that too. I don't know if anybody is watching this or
maybe take your water lettuce out.
Yes, if y'all know anything about this subject, please let us know.
I don't have water lettuce anymore, so I think there's still some out I moved it into the pond container, but my flow in the 40-gallon was too strong, so nothing ever looked good in there. The Sylvania.
Oh yeah, it was just blowing around everywhere. Duckweed, I'm telling you, I don't want to curse myself, but I don't have any of my tanks right now. But now Morgan's tank's covered in it, and I mean, like you said, you stick your hand down in it, you're covered. There's nothing you can do.
I think the Sylvania outcompetes the duckweed in my jar.
Does it?
If I take the Sylvania out, then it might have more of a chance.
And the cyanobacteria too. It all depends on like the lighting, how the lighting's doing, what kind of lighting and I don't know all that stuff yet.
Yeah, and we talked about that last time, and that just like makes me crazy. I'm like, at one point it was doing really good, and it was green. I think it likes the brighter light because on the lower light it's turning yellow. But the Salvinia is looking nice.
I would like some Salvinia. I've never had it before.
I don't know if you can mail it or if you just have to go collect and find it locally.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it'll survive in the mail.
I was looking at somebody's aquarium today, and they had, Callie just walked in and said how pretty your background looks.
Oh, thank you. I can switch it too.
Yeah, watch. She's gonna switch it for you. Can you put you on a big screen for a second?
You want me on big screen?
Yeah, just for a second. I've got to go over here and then we'll look at your lights.
Not doing anything. I'm doing 2 options, and it won't let me. I don't know what that option is. I guess if I'm sharing my screen, there's like an option that's not working. I also don't know how to remove comments. So Father Fish made a comment earlier saying the jar aquariums were resurrection jars. So yeah, the Platies, Paul, they color up fast. So I will be looking and watching. But right now, my 2 Platies, like one is more golden color than the other. And one is like not as colored. So I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I love it.
Are you back yet?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Here I am.
All right, so we can move on if you would like. We can talk about saltwater aquariums.
All right.
Oh, there you are. Let me switch us back.
So where have you let's give a recap or where you were last time. You'd gotten pretty much all your filtering stuff. What else? And your lights. You got
So
like the lava rocks
I
and
don't
stuff
have
like,
any lights yet. So
Okay.
I've got a filter. So I had two filters. I was like, because they were lower powered filters and they were the
Yeah.
slim ones, I got the slim.
You went for 2 of them.
I decided to do two, but I took one and I swapped out the one that was on the 20. And I was like, I'm going to take the low powered one and put it. So I swapped it out with my Aqua Clear. I think it was Aqua Clear 40. So it was really powerful. And I was like, these fish are getting beat up in my Betta Fish. I was like, maybe my Betta Fish is getting beat up.
Oh my gosh.
So I
That's
swapped
something
it out. So it's got a much lower flow. And
Right.
I'm a lot happier with that. And it's so quiet, you can't even hear it. So
that's
I'm happy
good.
with that on the 20. So I don't know if that means it's not going to be enough on the 40 for the salt water. But I'm going to
So
get.
have you already got your substrate and everything for it? Are you ready to, or have you done anything?
So I just added sand last week. I was like, you know what, Mary, I've got to move forward with this. It was just filled with water, and I was using it as like a quarantine tank for my mollies. And then I was like, just keeping extra plants in there. I'm like, I just need to move forward. So I was on my way home. I'm like, I'm gonna stop and get pool filter sand. That's it. I'm pulling the trigger. So I grabbed a 50-pound bag, and that went in last week. And I'm like, it's not enough. I'm gonna need another 50-pound bag.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be good. And then if I can get some rocks in there, I can do rocks next. So that would be my next step, is to try to add rocks.
Yeah. Live rock is really cool because, I mean, you start adding that to it and it just like transforms it. You know what I mean? It brings life to the aquarium. So
I don't know if I can get live rock or not.
Oh, you got to get at least a couple of pieces. You'll be happy if you can. You know what I mean? If you've got someplace.
Not sure where I would go.
But live rock, man, it can make a big difference. I'm not saying you have to have it, but it's one of those things. If you can get it, definitely go for it. I don't know how expensive it is anymore.
Drive a little bit for that. So if it's not convenient, like getting the sand from the beach was not convenient, and that was that was holding me back. So I'm like, I'm just getting pool filter sand, and I'm going to use that.
Hey, if it works.
So there's sand in there, but now I'm like, I'm still kind of going back and forth. Do I want to do salt water? So I haven't added the salt yet, because I'm like, once I go with salt, I feel like it's going to be it. It's going to be salt water.
Okay.
So at this point, I could still choose if I want to keep it freshwater. So I don't know why. I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm scared still. There must still be some fear in there. I'm like, I'm just scared of trying salt.
Let me see. I'm sorry. My earphones, every time I do this, they interfere. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Just making sure. I just took them off. So what have you thought for your stocking options? What's your dream fish to put in there? What are you thinking?
Well, so I really would like to do clownfish, but I'm like, will they get too big for a 40?
I think they'll be okay. I'm not a saltwater expert, but I know I had a 55-gallon and we kept 2 clownfish. And that was Callie's back when she was in high school. And I know there was some type of tang in there, which I don't even know if you can still, I've heard different things on yellow tangs, but they get big. But the wrasses, is that what I'm thinking of? And the little, well, of course, everybody dreams about having like a mandarin goby, but you've really got to have it established. You know, you've got to have that, I can't think of what it's called, but that microalgae growing in there. It's got to be a very well-seasoned tank. But the little angelfish, or is it angelfish?
I'm happy with just trying to see if I could get clownfish in there with maybe some.
Just do that.
I also so I just like what my fish store has, like, and they don't have a lot, but so Petco, they have all kinds of clownfish, but I'm like, I'm just gonna do the basic. I'm happy with the basic.
What
not the fancy ones. Like
what
you
other
can do
stores do you have around you?
Hmm?
Since I know you're in Florida, but do you have any other just like really good LFSs that are privately owned, brick and mortar stores anymore near you?
There's one. They moved south, so they're not even in Titusville anymore. They're in Port St. John, so that's like a 40-minute drive from me, maybe 45. And then if I go north to Daytona, there's a lot more saltwater stores there. And then if I go like 2 to 3 hours south, there's in Melbourne, there's more saltwater stores there. So, but I'm happy with just what Petco has.
Yeah.
So they have like, I forget what their green chromie. What is the name of those fish? They're green and they're small. I like those ones. I would probably try to do those fish with the clownfish and just have like a small group of them.
Yeah.
Just can't remember their name right now. I'm not on stocking right now. I'm just like, my mind is on, do I want saltwater or freshwater?
Right. It's hard because especially after you've like we were just talking about getting through making the jars and setting up a couple of like bigger aquariums, and when they start back, it's like, you get kind of hooked on it. You're ready to do another one. So it would be hard for me, like even if I plan to do a saltwater, I'd be wanting to make a planted tank out of it like immediately.
Yeah.
But saltwater is so fascinating and the fish are so beautiful. Like I'm saying like a lot. I sound like
fear is really because mine are back to back, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was originally the plan, to have one saltwater and one freshwater. So I got the freshwater one all set up, and I was like leaving the saltwater one on the back burner. But it's there. It's coming. I just kind of keep turning my back on it and keep turning sideways because I'm like, don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah.
But I'm like, would that be bad? Having saltwater right next to a freshwater tank?
I don't think so.
Like that wouldn't cause, because that's one of my concerns. I'm like, is this
like would it cross?
Am I setting myself up for failure and going to kill my freshwater fish? Having them too close.
Like I said, I'm no expert, but I've seen a lot of people, do that where they've got a saltwater tank and a freshwater tank beside it. So
I know they're in the same room, but I'm like, are they
side by side? Yeah, I don't think it would be a problem unless you've got something just blowing water out of the top of your tank.
I guess I'm kind of worried about the evaporation.
Right.
In the
I don't know if the particulates in the air would hurt anything. I don't think that would be a problem. But
I just get like that. I overthink and I worry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I start second guessing myself. So, but that would be the next step. I'm like, I think I would get the rocks, add the salt, get a wave maker. And then I can borrow the light because I've got 2 lights on the 40 gallons. So I could at least temporarily borrow it. I think the plants would be fine. They don't need the second light, but so I'm good to go. Those are just the next steps I would need to take.
Now, does Petco, I haven't been in Petco in so long right now. I haven't been in any pet stores. Do they sell things like anemones? I can't even say it. Do they sell anemones, or is that something that you'd have to get from a?
No, they do. I'm just not interested in anemones right now. I mean, when I was a kid, I was, right. But I'm like, now I hear people saying like, well, if you want to get into corals and SPF, so I'm just trying to do like the easiest thing to get into the hobby. I want to make it real easy. So I don't know if I could add one eventually and keep it alive. But I would like to do the macroalgae, honestly. Am I saying that right? I'm sorry,
the phytoplankton, or is that right? Phytoplankton.
I
something
think it's
like that.
macroalgae.
Yeah.
There's somebody on Instagram that I follow, and they have this tank, and it's in a room with a big window, so it gets natural sunlight, and he grows all just algae, and it looks beautiful. It looks just like freshwater. Like,
see, I need to get on
it's
Instagram.
gorgeous.
I'm missing out on so much stuff.
You are.
I know.
It's just some nice photos.
I'm
I
just
don't want to
so
look right now, but like if I could pull it up real quick, I would pull it up. But
yeah.
you probably won't be able to pull him up real quick. So,
excuse me.
oh, that's a nice one. That's Travel's Fever.
Oh,
they have a seashell with a bunch of shells.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, that's pretty.
How about your other business where you have the Etsy? Is there anything you want to talk about? Some of your projects you have on there?
So I wish this would go this way, but Tigaboy, Tigiah, he has macroalgae. So he's one of them, but he's not the one I was talking about. But the one I was talking about was inspired by him. So, to get into it. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
What were you asking about? Etsy?
Oh yeah. Just like your other projects you have going on, like I don't know. You've got some other stuff going on with your crafts and things like that, don't you? That's helping supply for the aquarium hobby?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, that's yeah. It's a side item. I don't know. I it's hit or miss. I got like a big sale like last year or 2 years ago on where I made a stationary item for somebody, and she wanted like 75.
Yeah.
What was
hey,
it?
John.
It was independent. No, I'm sorry. Like bringing in 2020, like roaring 2020.
Oh yeah.
So she wanted to send that out for New Year's, so I created that entire card for her and design for her, and so that was huge. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of work though, but yeah, having that every now and then would be great. I don't know if I'm like a little all over the place. It's kind of my problem. I do a lot, and maybe it's a little too busy. I honestly started with the banners. I would love to just do banners.
There's Terry, and I think you heard me say John Larson just came in. Terry's
late leaders. So for us on the East Coast, this is late. But if you're like on the West Coast, it's probably not that late.
Now here comes somebody. Must just got done with the stream. See, we didn't know who was streaming. We're just chatting, and then if y'all join us or catch the replay, we're tickled to death. This was just a chance for me and Cass to sit down and like literally talk to each other. Because I've been so busy.
We just want to share. I don't get to talk to Mary. Honestly, like this is like stuff I'm like, I get to finally share with Mary and talk about what I've been wanting to talk about.
Thank you guys for joining us. So we were talking about a few things. Now there's some new people coming in, but Cass was talking about setting up her 40-gallon saltwater tank, and she's just thinking about, she's a beginner, and if anybody has any experience, or would you want like any suggestions on what a good beginner setup would be? She's thinking about clownfish and just trying to keep it, basic right now, the way I'm trying to say it, so you can enjoy it and learn. And
I would like to just do just a very basic scape, something super easy. If I leave, my husband won't kill the fish. It's always one of my goals. Like,
that they make kill the fish till you get back.
Or
I know that one.
and then if we both leave, because I mean, we don't do anything, we don't go places because of our pets. And if we do, like I'm going to Maryland here for actually the cheap flights were around the 4th of July. So we're leaving before the 4th and coming back after the 4th. But, you know,
Now,
he would like to join us, but I'm like, well, then we got the dog, we got 3 cats, and now I have all these aquariums.
to me, I'm going to be traveling with buckets, kittens, cats, dogs. It's going to be a road. I mean, it's going to be like the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. That's going to be me going down the road.
You're
John
driving
said,
though. I don't want to drive from here to Maryland.
Yeah. Now, what I will be in oh gosh, let me think. Waldorf, Maryland, we'll be there for the 4th of July. So if
we've driven to Waldorf before, like we've done shopping there. So
okay.
I think we went shopping there for Thanksgiving, like to get food.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're coming through that way, let me know. I was going to try to meet Father Fish went to Maryland a while back, and I wanted to go try to meet him, but we didn't get a hold of each other. But like I said, I'll be in Waldorf, and if you're coming through Maryland, let me know. At least if we're an hour or two away from each other, I will sure travel to come see you, and we'll hang out and find out if we can get some fish stores in, or anything. That would be awesome.
You're welcome to come. We can meet at like my parents' favorite crab place.
Oh, now that's a winner right there. Heck yeah. I'm game for that.
We have t-shirts from like I think it's called Mike's, but I don't know if there's something after that. Mike's Crab House or something. I don't know. We have t-shirts. It just says Mike's on it. My son wears his all the time.
Oh, can I show off I got a t-shirt from Jack and Dan today. I had it on earlier, but just to shout out, Jack and Dan, there's the t-shirt. I had on yours, I forget whose live stream I was in. I had your shirt on that you made me that I love with the sea dragon on it. Oh, it was when I was on Chris Multi-Tank Addictions. We had Ben Ochart on there the other day. And I had your shirt on.
Well, that's awesome. Hope people liked it.
Oh, yes. Now, Chris has had to go back to work, so he's going to be working, I think, I don't know what his schedule is yet, so we're trying to figure out what to do for Saturday's stream. But right now, with me moving and him going through switching jobs, and then, can I mention one other thing?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't care, it's Roxanne. Her brother was in a bad car, so the community, we just keep their thoughts for her and her family. I won't get into it, but that was something quick I did want to throw out there because it was a pretty bad ordeal. So.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that because I told her I'd reach out and let the Fish fam know what was going on if I was anywhere. So there y'all heard it. So, okay. I'm trying to see who is in here that has saltwater tanks. I feel like Terry's Tropical Tanks has kept saltwater tanks.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to talk saltwater tonight.
Yep, I don't see anybody talk.
So we can talk about fish instead.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I was gonna mention like fish that have been successful.
Mm-hmm.
We can start there and or talk about our fish stories that haven't been successful. We can talk about both. Like, do you want the good or the bad? What do you want?
Let's see. What do you think your least successful endeavor has been with fish keeping?
Well, I can tell you which ones I won't keep anymore. I won't go back and get more of. I've like, I don't know if it's because like I did Corey's at the beginning of the planted 40, and they lasted a few months until I got the cyanobacteria, and then I treated my tank for the blue green algae.
Yeah.
And then I added some black skirt tetras, but like they would slowly die off. Like I would lose one, and then a month later I'd lose another, until I didn't have any more left. And then I tried adding them in my 20-gallon as well, and I had the same success. Like one would die, and then the next week another one would die. So I was like, I'm not getting Corey's anymore. I can't keep them alive.
Like they're like as far as like the easiest fish for me. Isn't it funny how like you just in different places, like what gives me an easy time may give you a hard time. Same thing with plants. Like I can't get Java fern to grow, but I watch other people.
I thought you were successful with Java fern.
Well, I was, and I don't know if it's because I left so long and it got it off of balance a little bit in the tank. But I had a lot of dieback, and it's growing back in. But you know how Java fern is; it takes forever when it goes through that initial where the leaves start sprouting all the little Javettes off of it. Java baby fernettes.
That's one plant that I was like just throwing out. I don't remember why. I think I had it in a bucket, and then it just kept.
Yeah, it just kept growing,
moving around, and then ended up in my 40, and it's just in my 40. Now it's back in a bucket because I don't know what to do with it, because like I've tried it in my 20, and it's not really being that successful in the 20. So
yeah,
it's not growing very tall. It's got like brown spots. I don't know if it just was, getting too much light again. Like that window, it was in a window seat, and that one was getting a lot of light as well. And then I had a strong light on there, so I lowered that light down. So I feel like it's kind of like Anubias. It just doesn't need a strong light. No, and if you have a strong light and a lot of light, it doesn't seem to like that. So
yeah.
But also, I don't know if it's just sensitive to pH, like if it doesn't like my pH.
Right.
Like I'm around like a 7.6. I probably need the high pH test kit because without that, I can't accurately know because it tests high. So I might be a little bit over 7.6 is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't know if it likes a more neutral pH, like a 7. So it's just one of those plants, I guess. It either works for you or it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to go changing my water.
No. Well, like I've noticed, like I keep saying like. Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing that. Like, but make sure to hit the like button. Thank you.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, I've been stuck on. My son brought it up today, and he was like, "You know how you start saying a word and then you change it in the middle, and then it just comes out like gibberish." Like I've been doing that a lot tonight. I don't know if it's because we were just talking about it earlier today in the car.
Oh my goodness!
So if I don't make sense, that's probably what's happening. Is like I'm switching words on the fly.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I think my brain just goes faster, and you gotta like slow down and take your time when you're talking.
That's what I have to do because I get like sidetracked and I go off the rails, and then I got to come back. I drive myself crazy.
Especially at night, I think I'm like, or in the morning after, if I've had a strong cup of coffee, I'm like,
right.
Okay,
John, I was reading the comments. John said he had had problems with albino cories. Now that's the ones that live like forever for me. Albino cories. I swear, I think that I know I had some that lived to be like 6 or 7 years old, maybe longer than that one time. And then, but now those are the ones that have lived the longest for me as albinos. Different. Right. That's it, John. And
John,
Paul,
John says put plants in different locations. I'm trying to think. I'm like,
see where they grow.
If I move my plant to the other side of the aquarium, I think it's going to have just strong light no matter where it is in that aquarium.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
I agree. Paul C was talking about thinking, quarantine is essential for all fish. He learned the hard way. I've had fish do well that I've quarantined, and then I have been bad at times and just put fish right into a tank, and I've had good luck. It goes both ways there. That's one of those school of hard knocks thing. It's,
Yeah, and I feel like I'm more like MD. I'm like, I've never done it. And so, so I've had successes and then I've had flops and I've not quarantined, and I don't know. I don't know why quarantining, I guess, is so much better. Like what makes it so be more successful?
The main thing for me, quarantine, would be like, I really don't have any big fancy tanks set up right now, but say I had an established tank that had like fish I'd had in there forever, and I go to add a new fish to it. Yes, I'm going to quarantine that fish because it's gonna. But if it's a newly set up tank that I've just put maybe a couple of fish in, I admit that I have just gone on and done like a plop and drop right into it, and not had any problems. But for a tank that's got like established fish that means something to me, I'll sometimes quarantine them because that could be an issue.
Well, so I've added mollies, and in a new tank, I had just the Betta in the 20, and then I added 3 mollies, and then when I tried to add another molly, I lost a molly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that just threw off the balance and had an ammonia spike because I added another fish, and I didn't do the stress thing. I didn't add that beneficial bacteria. And, MD is always like, I always add this to my tank when adding fish. He does do that. And I'm like, well, I didn't do that. Maybe I should do that next time. So the last time I added my gourami, I did do the stress coat. I have it. I have the bottle. I just didn't use it. So I used it this last time when I was adding my gourami.
And how are they doing? Are you enjoying them?
They're so my flops would be the Corys, Danios, Autosynclus, and then my monos. But I think that might have been my fault with the candles.
Yeah.
But honestly,
definitely be an issue.
I added 2 monos to the 40 and I never saw one of them. And one would come out now and then. So I knew he was in there every now and then because he would make an appearance, but I never saw him. So I consider them a flop because I never saw him, hardly ever. So I probably would not add a monos again. And for some reason, our monos are tiny. Like MDs get really big,
Yeah.
Mine don't. I've had that one for a long time. Never really grew that big. Yeah. So, it's interesting. My ghost shrimp do great in the 20-gallon. They were doing really good in the 40-gallon, but then I had another case of cyanobacteria, so I treated it with the blue-green algae for the second time. And then I had some melt on my crypts. My crypts melted back, and then all my shrimp started disappearing.
Oh no!
And you wouldn't believe it, but I found one shrimp in the neighboring tank. All of a sudden, one night I was eating dinner. I'm like, what was that? I just saw something go kind of swim by. I'm like, what was that? And I'm like, was that a shrimp? And I go over there. I'm like, oh my dang, there's a shrimp in there. So alive and well. So I moved him back into the other tank and then never saw him again.
Oh,
But after treating it, like the shrimp, I found two on the floor, two dead ones on the floor. I found one on the edge. So like they were jumping out. Like they didn't want to be in there. They were like jumping out.
yeah. I've heard they're really bad for doing that, though.
What the heck? They never tried for months, and then all of a sudden they're like, I don't know. They didn't like something about the, and they're like,
Exactly. I wonder if they say they're very prone to jumping, but are they just more sensitive to the water parameters? Is the
yeah,
reason
I
why
don't
they
know.
do jump? Because it
Right.
seems to be a real thing, something that's very common with them.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the Corys didn't like the blue-green algae treatment, and neither did the shrimp.
Yeah.
And my my crypts are growing back. Also the sunlight. I think like too much sunlight on the crypts. Like a couple of those suffered a little bit, and just
Did they?
and
Yeah,
honestly,
I've noticed crypts aren't a highlight, but like they can do like the Anubias and Java Fern. I've got one in one of those little kit tanks. It just has like one little teeny LED up in the plastic lid of it, and that thing is growing like it's growing. It's not as big and as pretty as this one, but it's coming in, and it does. That's all it. That's the only light it has on it.
kind of like what John said, you just try them out in different locations
Right.
and see if they grow better in that location. But I've got one theory, and that is like I've got the two sword plants and on either side, and the crypts that are in the middle and in the back, so they're like getting direct light. Like those are doing the best, and the ones that are in the front, kind of are getting more of the sunlight. Which honestly, right now they're not getting as much light as the others. So maybe they like more light, but not too much.
Yeah.
But I feel like the sword plants have been sucking up all the nutrition too.
Oh gosh, they will. That is the truth. That and that Pogostemon stellatus. But now, if you ever let the Pogostemon get leggy on you, if it gets too tall and you trim it back, it takes forever. Like once it's established, it takes forever to get it bushy back up again. But you have to, I just put those API root tabs in mine about 2 weeks ago, and the crypts have really just like taken off again. And so has the Valsneria that I got from you, and what was it, Bacopa. It's all starting to grow in good.
Yeah, I sent you the Bacopa carolinia.
Carolinia, yes, and a sword, and
Did I
the
send you a sword?
Yeah,
No.
it was a piece. It was a runner. It was a baby off of your main plant or something. But it's in Morgan's tank, and it's huge now. Like
I didn't remember sending a sword.
I wonder, did it come off of your big sword that you took out of your tank, or is it
a valve? I took the extra valve out. I didn't know a sword was in there.
Yeah, there was a sword in there too. I've recorded it, but I never did post a video on doing those plants. I'm trying my best. Now you're doing a great job learning how to, or doing the editing and stuff on your videos.
It takes a long time though, Mary. You guys might notice I'm like super slow to upload.
So mine are basically just like vlogs where I just talk about something and probably doesn't mean much of anything, but hey, how y'all doing? Hang out with me if you'd like to, because I really like hanging out with y'all. I'll just show you what I'm up to, and maybe we'll learn something along the way. Oh, look at there, my lights just went out.
Oh, I was like, I thought the chat flashed. I just saw something flash.
It was my lights.
Yeah, I just put in the whatever root tabs I had left. I would have added like more, but I had like 2 or 3 left. And I put one in the 20 next to the crypt, and there's like a crypt in the back corner that's not doing as good.
Yeah.
It hasn't made much difference. I don't know. I was thinking about putting that crypt into the bowl, and I think I actually did. I was like trying to pull it out, and I was like, it's not coming out. So I'm like, okay, you're staying.
Rooted.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not even going to try. If you're going to be that hard,
right,
stay there, I guess. Because I have gravel at the bottom of that one. So I think those roots like have taken hold of the gravel. I can't get them out.
They do. All right.
Which is why. But like, I think the swords are like taking all the nutrition, and I'm like, honestly, I might have to start adding root tabs here because the swords took it all.
I used those like the API root tabs, and they were easy to use. I did notice that when you put them in, like when you're got them on the end of your tweezers, you know, taking them down to put them in the substrate or whatever, they dissolve really quickly, and it like, sorry, there goes the dogs. They like dissolve really quickly, and they leave like a lot of the tablet will leave a lot of it, the residue around on top of your substrate. And I was scared to death. Yeah, it did. It dissolved really quickly.
Mine weren't doing that. I was able to put them straight down, and they didn't.
I think it's because this tank was so tall, you know, I had to like go down, but they were dissolving. But the fish were fine. I mean, it worked, and they did what they're supposed to do. And I need to.
Yeah, I just used API root tabs as well. Yep. I just put in a second order.
Shh, quit.
Hey, y'all. They're ready. I had a really nice background designed for tonight, and I was like trying to go add a background so that it would look nicer.
It looks great.
And I went in there today, and I was like, you have to upgrade for that feature.
Yeah.
Would you like to know how much it costs to upgrade on StreamYard to add that feature?
$20. Is that right? Is that
$20 a month.
Oh my
for
gosh.
That feature. So we would need a whole lot more people watching for me to add that feature.
But you never know. People don't know we're still out here.
And we got this.
Right.
Normally I do this, but I like so you guys can see all of.
I like that.
All of this. The ambiance.
I love it.
Well, we made it. It's 12:12, so we made it past midnight, and now we can say Happy Father's Day.
And we didn't turn into pumpkins.
But it is officially Father's Day now.
Happy Father's Day.
For those of us on the East Coast.
Right.
On 6. And I was like, before we went live, I was like, I hope I didn't screw up the time or the date again.
Yeah, last time it was like the middle of the night, and I don't know what made me pick my phone up and just look at it, and there were like people in the chat, and I was like, wait a minute, what was it? It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning or 1:30. I can't remember. Hold on, I'm coming.
You were on at 3 a.m. saying come back later. It was just like, yes, I didn't mean to say midnight, but so now I'm like, people are like, oh, is KassCee pranking us? No, that wasn't a prank.
I think that was T-Bone that said, I think she's pulling a prank on us. I know T-Bone was there, and may have been John. It was funny.
Whoop. Here we go. I'm updating comments. I'm like, how do I get rid of the comment? Updating. Here we go. Sorry for that. Leaving that comment on so long. You guys are probably like, why is that comment on there? But yeah, so then I'm like, okay, I hope people don't think tonight's is a prank. This was kind of like to make up for last time. For those of you who attended and you're like.
Yep, we had a few people in there. But like I know tonight, Punchy Paints was on, Pam, and Vinny's Aquatics was on. There's a couple more. And then Kevin, who is Kevin's K9 and Critters, I think. He's been doing a lot of streaming at 11 o'clock. So,
I had no idea this was a popular time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of people. These
night
folks out here, they're streaming animals, man. They're up all night long. Terry's Tropical Tanks, he'll be up streaming in the middle of the night. He's got a pretty good group of people following him too. I've stopped there a few times.
I don't know. I guess that's just ignorant me.
No, he's believe it or not, he's like new since we were kind of in here before. You know what I mean? As far as he's not new, he's been here a while, but like his stream is picked up a lot. So I think once we get settled in and I can set up a place where I can stream anytime instead of having this portable whatever this rigmarole I have here that's unprofessional and shaking and cats jumping on me and
But they
all that stuff.
haven't ruined the stream tonight, so that's good. I was worried about my cats, but I think they're probably sleeping. They like to wake us up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And
kittens.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, those kittens do that too. Like, I wake up and they're sitting on my chest, like meowing in my face. I'm like, really?
Yeah, and I think this doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes I have to like dodge it. Like, so Ross always wakes me up.
Uh-huh.
He let me sleep in a little this morning, but he's usually in there like at 6 a.m. trying to wake me up before my alarm's gone off. It's like he knows my alarm's about to go off. So it hasn't been going off because it's summer. So maybe that's why he's like, I don't know when to go in there now.
Right.
But he comes in and he'll go right by my head and he'll rub me and sit on my face. So sometimes I have to be awake enough to be like,
Yeah.
don't sit on my face, please.
I know.
So he did that this morning. I'm like,
No.
way.
Don't do it.
He's very like, I guess because there's that like musk gland, but it's like a second hand because he'll go up to my other cat Marshall and he'll do the head and then he'll hug him with his butt. So he'll like head rub and then butt rub.
Right.
Like the tail will like wrap around him. It's funny. Only just him, like he does that a lot. And then his brother Remy will go wake up Rylan.
Oh no.
So he heads for Rylan's bed, probably even earlier than 6. And then Rylan will have like a bad morning or something because he's like, Remy woke me up this morning. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know how to stop that.
They're demanding.
You can wake me up, but it's like, don't wake my child up who has to go to school.
Right. Shoo, these little characters don't get to play until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I've become like an old senior citizen lady. I can't stay up hardly anymore past 9 o'clock. My eyes are like.
You have to train yourself, Mary.
Oh yeah. I used to. Now there for a long time, I was up all night long, getting up and getting into chats and all kind of different things and watching videos all night. And I think I'm just worn out from we did all that traveling, being away from home and aquariums. Now when we finally get home, now we're going to be moving. So it's just going to take a little while to get settled down again. But I'm glad to come in and hang out and kind of get away from it for a little while. Visit with my friend. I miss Cass.
Yes. She was talking to you. I thought you were mad at me.
No, I was never mad.
Hearing from Mary, I'm like,
no.
He's mad at me.
Don't you ever think that. Never, never. I've just got my hands full. They keep me hopping.
Yeah.
They're like looking at me like right now, waiting for me to get off here so we can start loading again.
Oh no. Yeah, we might have to. I'm feeling the tiredness now. Like
you feel it? Yeah, we need some coffee. I don't know like how I keep saying sorry about that. It's driving me crazy. I hear myself doing it. But I don't know who'll be up all night long streaming, but somebody will be. I'm sure they're on there now.
Not me. I won't be up all night.
No.
I planned for like an hour or two, but I'll go 2 hours, but
oh yeah.
If people want to, but probably not past that. I don't want to take up all of your time.
There's so many people streaming anymore. It's hard to find a time, to just make like your own spot. Everybody's having to overlap on each other. But most people, they'll go around to everybody and visit, and this one and stop and that one. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I posted on Fish Tubers, but I thought there was another page that you showed me one time that showed where everybody is.
There was, and I can't.
I
No,
don't
we
remember
have
the name of that page, so I thought did Chevy try to keep it up to date?
What's that Chevy? I think it. I can't remember, but I remember her posting about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she said last time she would like make the correction when I made the boo-boo and said 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know why midnight should be p.m. to me. You know, it just
Right.
seems
Well, you think
logical.
that's right. I do the same thing. Like this is nighttime. Like if I'm up till 2 or 3 o'clock, it's still Saturday night for me. That's the way I look at it. When it's really Sunday morning.
But I'm a very logical person, you know, and I'm very math oriented, and that, you know, I
Yeah.
just like that it goes in steps and you can follow a procedure. So 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Well, why the heck would it switch to AM
Right.
at 12 o'clock? It should switch to AM at 1 o'clock. Just makes no sense in this head. So
Yeah.
who came up with that? I'm sure Alex that could be a topic for one of his streams.
Oh,
If
yeah.
anyone's interested. I mean, I don't know why and I can't explain it, but I'm sure he could. Like, how did they come up with that? And who was the guy who came up with that? Wasn't a woman. That's where we go into it wasn't a woman. Because we would not allow that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I hope. I was sitting here thinking. I was thinking about Aquashella stuff. I wish you could have gotten a chance to go. Since how far are you from Orlando? I know you're in Fort. Oh shoot, Cape Canaveral. Or
Well, if my family was interested in it and going, you know, I just don't have like you know, Joanna and her husband, they're in it together, you know, in the hobby.
Right.
So for them, it was like on their bucket list. Like for me, I'm like, I'd have to get my family interested.
Yeah.
You guys want to go? Huh? You don't? That doesn't interest you? Okay. Like they don't even know about it. So honestly, it wasn't on my radar, but yeah, I kind of wish I knew more about it, and I might have tried to plan.
Yeah.
So, because we drive into Orlando if we want to go, you know, to IKEA, we'll go into Orlando for that, and it's like an hour drive to IKEA, and IKEA is like very close to like the convention center where they would have had Aquashella, but yeah, it's not far from me. So.
Yeah.
Now,
I was thinking.
do I like driving by myself? No. I've gotten to, I don't know if it's because I don't drive as much as I used to when I was in Orlando, and I had no problem when I was younger, and I had all the confidence in the world, like driving.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would make fun of people who were driving too slow. You know, and now I'm like, I'm the slow driver. I've like lost that confidence, and I think it's just because I'm not in the city anymore. I'm not driving anymore to work every day. I don't really have anywhere to go except to Walmart or Hobby Lobby. So
This is what
I've like been avoiding 95. I'm like, I don't want to even drive on 95 anymore. I'm like, so because of COVID, like COVID hit, and like I got long-term symptoms from that, and I was getting migraines, and I started avoiding driving like on 95. I was getting anxiety driving, so I've been having to try to get past that and just deal with it. Like, get over this anxiety and get back to normal.
It's taken a long time. And you were probably one of the first people I knew that went through it. You know what I mean? Like you had a
Yeah. I don't know how many strains of it I've had so far. Probably 2 at least. Yeah. Yeah, this year's like I've just had like symptoms from it, and it's like you have allergies. Like I get seasonal allergies, especially in the winter, and then I feel like it takes those symptoms and like multiplies them and
oh
makes
my
it
goodness.
worse. So like I would get sinus pressure normally, but it would like then I started getting migraines. So I was getting like pain all up and down here, and it would move. The pain would move. So from like week to week, month to month, it would start here, and then it would be in my cheekbone, and it stayed here for the longest time, and then it would go right next to my ear. So like your lymph glands are here, and I had swollen lymph glands, but it's like on the right side only. Like my left was fine and like never affected.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm ready to be over this. And then my smell was a little off. Like
Oh yeah.
I didn't lose it completely. If I got it the second time, I didn't lose it completely, but I got like stuff didn't smell too good. Like I started avoiding red meat because it smelled bad.
Oh man.
Like my husband likes tacos. He's like, let's eat tacos. So I was eating tacos, but I'm like, it doesn't smell good. I don't want to eat it. It's like I'm forcing myself to eat it, but I'm like, it doesn't smell too good. Hello.
How are you doing?
So I don't know if it like changes the way your body smells or if just your sense of smell changes.
Yeah.
How you're picking up things like your receptors. But
It's got everything messed up.
I got my shot though. I got my first shot last week, was it? Was it last week?
Yeah.
I told you. I can't remember yesterday, let alone a week ago.
Right.
I'm like, how long has it been now? I think it's been. It feels like this week, but gee, I don't know. No, I got it this week. I got it on the 16th, I think. Yeah.
I was supposed to say it was last week. I was pretty sure.
Well, it's Sunday, so I was thinking like so the 16th. Yeah, I got it on the 16th, and my arm is like a little swollen still from it. So I didn't get really any symptoms from it. Just like my arm was sore, especially the next day. I couldn't lift it.
Yeah.
It's like trying to reach into the cabinet.
Did it make you really tired?
That hurts. So, and it's still like a little swollen and sore, but it's now been 4 days?
Jack and Dan. I know. Craig always pulls this. It's the Jack and Dan shirt.
Well, I was waiting. So I was waiting, John, for the side effects to like those long-term side effects to go away before getting the shot. Because I was like, I didn't want to feel bad and then get the shot and then feel bad more. You know, if that makes sense. I wanted to feel better first and then get the shot. So I waited. My husband's like, go get the shot. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait until I feel better. So I think I got it like a month after he got his. He got his kind of like right away when it was available. I'm like, I'm going to wait and see. So I did finally get it because I'm like, I'm just tired of having symptoms. I'm like, hopefully it'll help get rid of the symptoms. But I woke up like my son got he spiked 103 fever like 2 or 3 nights ago.
Oh goodness.
So I slept next to him on the floor. So this is like after I got my shot, and I was sleeping on the floor that night, and I was like, I had like woke up kind of in the middle of the night. I was like awake but not awake, you know, like how you wake up, but I'm like, I know I'm awake, but I'm not gonna open my eyes. And I was like, I was doing this, and I was like, God, it feels weird. I'm like, I was very conscious of like the skin on my head because I don't know what that layer is between like your skull and your skin, but I'm like, you know, that groggy feeling you get in the morning. I felt like that, but it was like amplified. I'm like, oh, that feels so weird. I'm like, I wonder if that's a side effect from the shot.
You never know. That's for sure. I haven't done anything yet. We've been planning it, but just didn't get around. I know I'm terrible. I haven't had my vaccine yet, but I've been going through like some other health issues that the doctor's been monitoring me right now. So just trying to get my back through that world. I'm experiencing a lot of, as you can see, tiredness. Like I can fall asleep sitting straight up. And I've never been that way, ever. Like, I've always been wild, like, too much energy. And it's just like, I feel like I could just go down any minute, you know. They recommend at least 6 months went from COVID to the vaccine. Yeah.
So if you've had COVID, wait 6 months and then get the vaccine?
That's what I thought, too.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah,
I've heard that. My friend, honestly, I wasn't going to get the shot. And everybody I talked to were like, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
You know, there's people who are like very suspicious of shots and
yeah,
I guess what's in it and what it could do to your body. So a lot of people were like, I'm not going to get it. And
my only thing was just
I was listening to those people.
So new.
And then my friend, like, I reconnected with a coworker from work, and she was like, she's never on board with those people. She's always like, you should get the shot. Get the shot. And she's like, I read this article, and it actually helps the symptoms from COVID, like, go away. So I was like,
yeah.
All right, you're talking me into it. I think I'll get the shot.
Yeah, because you, like, had it when we first started on Father Fish. That's one of the reasons I even came up was just to help him out because you weren't feeling well. So
yeah, I thought I had a cold. I was stuffy.
I remember that well.
Then I tested positive like a week or two after that. I was like, and then I lost my sense of smell.
Yeah, that was the worst part. That could be a good thing at some time.
I can live with that, though. I can live with that over migraines.
Yeah.
Because the sense of smell doesn't hurt. But you're just like, I really miss smelling stuff and I really miss tasting food. But it's not painful. Where the migraines, I was like, I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, I can't handle that. And it's giving me anxiety. I can't handle that. So I was like, Lord, I need to get better fast. Because the cold fronts, the weather would change weekly. And pressure was dipping. Every single time that happened, I was getting a migraine.
Oh my goodness, these cats. I'm sitting down. Oh my gosh, earlier when I was on that stream, they literally had like a fight. Two of the kittens had a fight.
Oh.
It was like, you know, real loud.
No, my cats don't fight.
Oh goodness.
But
I guess
I get deliveries on the front porch from our outside cat. I'm like, I had 2 recently. I was like, oh, here's a blood spot. What did she eat? But there was no body, just blood, dried blood. And then the next morning there was like, she ate everything except for she left one thing. Like, how did she do that? They're like surgeons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cats are like surgeons. It's interesting. And I was like, hey, honey, before you leave, can you clean that up, please? So he was nice. And before he left, he was like getting in the car to go to work. And he was like, oh, he went and washed it off. I'm like, thank you. That's what
Oh my goodness,
husbands
these
are
dogs.
for. Yeah.
Well, these people, they are hollering for me to come in here and help them. They're going to make me stay up even later.
Oh, no. I'm sure you'd rather stay with us than go do that.
Oh, but we will be, after we get this load, we'll have everything gone, pretty much gone. Like I said, the last thing I'll have is just taking the aquariums down and just taking them with me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't want to get rid of my guppies. I feel like if I could just take my tub the way it is, I could literally set it outside at my daughter's house for the next week, couple of weeks. And then I got the USB air pumps. I think I said that earlier, and sponge filters, or that may have been when we were talking before the stream. But I've got like 3 or 4 USB air pumps and some sponge filters, and I just figured I'd just have a traveling bucket aquarium farm in a pickup truck.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine as long as you're able to tend to them and do your water
Right.
changes still.
But
Well,
they,
I don't know. I don't have any plans right now. I'm working on my videos, and one is uploading tomorrow, and I'm like, I would love to have like a separate YouTube channel and post my decorations videos separate from my aquarium videos, but I don't think I could maintain 2 channels.
oh gosh, yeah.
I don't think I could go back and forth between the two, because then how do you do that? Like, how do people do that?
And you don't have to. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can make your channel your own. I think about, well, like we're in
My
a
channel's
Jack
very
and Dan.
mixed, like my Etsy shop.
That's how Jack and Dan are. Dan, when he and Jack started it, it was like they were showing their aqua bridges of their aquariums, but they started doing reviews and they started doing their plant-based vegan diet, and they started doing their Wellness Wednesdays where they show a workout or show something to make their life, more healthy. And
Right.
they kind of incorporated it all in together. Plus they take us, like when you take us on, I like when people take us on adventures, go for a walk or go see the sights, things like that. So before I leave here next week, I'm hoping to get to go visit a few aquarium stores. There's 2 I haven't been to that are about an hour away from me, and I would love to go do tours. And then I'd like to go to the beach a couple more times. And there's a place here that they call, and this is funny, they call it Mount Trashmore. And it was at one time, I guess, a landfill, and it's been redone. And it's like a park now. It's been environment. I don't know what they do. I mean, they transformed it into a park. And I just wondered, how do you take that much of a landfill and turn it into something safe that's back to being an ecosystem again, that's growing plants, and that's, that's pretty interesting to me.
They do it all the time. They do it here.
The land, I think that's neat. So I'd like to visit that too before I leave. I think that would be cool to see.
Well, I know they were telling me like where I used to live, and
John says he's been there.
I'm gonna use the local name. I used to live in Oviedo, Winter Springs area, which is part of Orlando, but it was like on the east side. So when I started a volleyball group when I was like out of college and a couple years into working, and I called it East Side Volleyball. So everybody on the east side of Orlando, I was like, come join us and let's play some volleyball.
Oh, that sounds fun.
When I lived on that side, my husband, when we were dating, he was telling me, like, I don't know how he knew this. Maybe he's right or wrong. He was saying that our house that was all landfill before. So like these are old neighborhoods, but they're saying like at one point like they were built on top of a landfill, and you would never know.
No.
I'm like, how do you know that? So it happens. Like I don't know how, because they're built so high. I don't know how. Eventually, they do get used and they get built on top of.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they've got ponds going with fish. You know, they're stocked with fish, and I just think it's really pretty fascinating, that kind of stuff, that they can restore basically places that were just inhabitable by anything. I just don't, it blows my mind, I guess is the best way to put it.
I think it just takes time.
Yes.
It's not happening overnight, but
no, it is definitely a big ordeal. Now, in Kentucky, they did that with the strip mines, like where they strip mine coal out of the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
But what that did was just left the land like barren. There was nothing left. It just robbed it of everything. And those are easier to replant and get started again. But this, I had never heard of this till I came here, and Callie was telling me about it. So we were talking about going there and going to, I guess, Busch Gardens before we leave. And there is a Virginia aquarium here that I'd like to go to. And then we're going to be going to Maryland. So I'm trying to see if maybe I could meet John and Lisa from KG Tropicals, because they live in King George, Virginia. So I'm hoping maybe I'd love to go see the Bettas. I want to go see Lisa's
bucket list. It sounds like just write out your bucket list, put it down on paper.
If I could get to see Lisa's Bettas, that would be like an aquashella to me.
Yeah, is aquashella? Is it every year? I mean, forgive me, this is my ignorance.
No, it is. And there's actually, now I don't have all the details because I'm still new to it too, but they had the one in Florida. Then they're going to have one in Chicago in August, maybe. And then there's going to be another one in Dallas. I'm thinking one's, maybe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but one's like in October, one's in August, and then the one that was this past week. And I know a few people that are going to go to the ones in Dallas, and I've heard of a couple people that are going to the one in Chicago. So, but if there's a way I can get my, get my shots, be able to fly, that kind of stuff, I'll definitely be there. So I'm hoping maybe we'll be settled down enough. I would appreciate that kind of vacation after the move, just to get out for a while and just have some fun.
Well, I've got my shot, and like I said, so far, no symptoms really. Knock on wood. Just a swollen arm, which is like, it's almost gone. That swelling's almost gone. The last 2 days the arm was in rough shape, but I would get like warm in the morning, and then that's about it though. Like I don't think I was getting like too many symptoms. So they said the second shot though, like this is one of two. The second shot said like I'll get well, hopefully I won't. You get more flu-like symptoms, but people I talked to were saying they got flu-like symptoms the first time. And maybe it's because I've already had COVID that I just wasn't getting those symptoms.
Yes, John made the comment about, or John Larson just said something about Stephen the biologist. Yes, I've been emailing him, and I haven't emailed him in a couple of weeks. But I want to meet Stephen before I leave here too. And because he was supposed to be at I live in Hampton Roads area. This is where Aquafunk's from too. I wish he'd come see his hometown. I'd like to meet him too. But there's Hampton Roads, there's Virginia Beach, which is about 30 minutes away from me. And Stephen the biologist was working somewhere over here close to where I'm at in Portsmouth when he was still at his lab, back in the day when we first met him.
Yeah, he retired from that.
Yeah, he retired from that. But I would definitely like to meet him.
There's a couple people I don't hear from anymore, but
yeah.
He's one of them.
I see him. He's really mostly on like Father Fish's Discord. I hear he's like a big part of that. There's a lot of people that hang out on the Discord. I just don't have time for it. I'm on several of the Discords. I'm on I'm on Blake's, and I think Fish for Thought and Father Fish's, and there's another one. Oh, Corvus Ocean, Joel. I'm on those, but I never get on there. And just like Instagram. I would love to do Instagram, but it's like all I can do to have the time. I don't even hardly get on Facebook except for just to post things, to share videos out anymore.
I'm on Instagram more now than posting on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to edit the videos and upload them to YouTube, but for day-to-day stuff and like if you want to see what I'm doing, I post regularly to Instagram, and I'll just take a picture and sometimes I'll do a story. Sometimes I get a little more laid back, I guess, on Instagram. I'll do some stories and just do what you were saying. I do more of that, like what's going on, and just bring you along with me. I find it easier to do that on Instagram than I do on YouTube. Just, I don't know why. Like I still haven't really figured out YouTube Shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the shorts. I like that option now, doing the shorts.
And I had one in mind, but I'm like, when I went to try to go post it, I'm like, I couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, I need to sit down and do this. And I still haven't posted it. And I'm like, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now since I've had this short that I've wanted to post. And it hasn't been posted yet.
Like my phone.
If it's that hard, I just feel like they make it too hard.
They do. Now they've made it where they've got the little shorts button now, like on my phone it does. It used to not have it, but it does now, where it says upload a video or create a short. And they've made it kind of like a TikTok where you can just do it like that. Now that's another one I don't get on either.
They want, and then I can't figure out like what direction do they want the shorts? Because Instagram
shorts
pretty much all portrait.
Like they want them like this. They want them the up and down.
Yeah. So I'm like, do I do this, or can I upload like that?
I'm like, you do it straight on, just like you're doing a video like this, and just leave it like that. And
I think my video was like this. I'm like,
yeah, if they're side, or at least, and I may be wrong, everybody, but at least I know the ones that I've done this way didn't turn into a short. They just turned into a little short video on it. But the ones that I've done this way, as long as they're under a minute long, whether it has, like they tell you to put the hashtag shorts in the title of it, but if it's under, like I did one today for a thank you for the Jack and Dan t-shirt, and all I did was pull my phone out.
Yeah, I saw that. You have to put hashtag short. I don't know.
No, I didn't put hashtag shorts on it, and I just uploaded it, and it was under, I think it was like 40 something seconds long, and it went automatic.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I'm just like YouTube illiterate.
No. Well, I'm learning things slowly but surely, and I still don't know much. But I do know that for me, when I do the shorts, and somebody else, a lot of other people, I think it was Chubbs that told me, and Roxanne told me to make sure to hold your camera up and down. Don't do the side, don't do the sideways. Go straight, or do it like this, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've uploaded a couple that were portrait mode, and I don't think they made it into shorts. Yeah. Maybe one did.
Yeah, I did one like or whatever it was. I don't know the settings, but like there's landscape mode and there's all that stuff. I just know that if I do it just plain old, just like I'm talking on the phone,
I guess that's what it's for, just to hit record and do a minute of whatever, but I want to edit it. I can't help it, but I want to take 4 videos, put them together, and make it under a minute. And
you can do that. Like instead of hitting the make a short, just go to your regular videos, make your little 4, whatever you want to put together, and make a video. And as long as it's under a minute and you've got it filmed in the up and down position, it'll go for a short. Like the one I did today wasn't done on the little, I didn't hit the
Yeah.
shorts thing.
So if you want to see my shorts, those are on Instagram.
Okay, just simple as that.
I post them there. I don't post them to YouTube.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. YouTube, I think, is trying to be more like TikTok and Instagram. I'm like, I started doing it on Instagram. I'm like, to me, that's where I'm going to continue it because that's where it started. And YouTube is more for the nicer videos, trying to help other people and share what I've learned and help people.
That's it.
So that's that. So yeah, so KassCee B on Instagram. You can follow me there. Oh, yeah. I think we're gonna wrap it up. What do you think? Should we?
Yep. We almost made it 2 hours, so that's pretty cool. Y'all got to watch me and KassCee just chat and hang out.
With the breeze.
That's right.
Put it in the description. What did I say? So we are just two gals who
hanging out. We're
like
partying
walking.
on Saturday night. Well, now it's Sunday morning. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. So they get your drink, get your tea, get whatever,
Right.
and come sit down and have a chat with us.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking around for. I'm trying to figure out where my coffee went, but
my tea is long since gotten cold.
I got left with some kind of Twister ID. And I don't drink those. That's one of the kids, but
no, I
don't know what my drink is.
With those migraines, I was like avoiding
Any
kind
sugar.
of alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want anything messing with me and my body. I'm like,
this is just good old fruit punch. I mean, it's not alcohol. It's juice.
I was avoiding all of alcohol. I was avoiding trying my best.
Right.
I'm not sure I was trying my best, but
you were trying your best to try your best.
Yeah. I probably could have been doing better, but I mean, there were things I was like, I'm not a regular, like, we don't go out anymore. If I drink, it's when we go out to dinner. I rarely even drink to do that anymore. So.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't need it. And I'm not even going to try. Like, my body's not feeling good. I'm not going to be putting that into my body. So when I was younger, now it's a different story. But can't do that anymore. What I was saying is I should be cleansing. I was like, at least trying to like do lemon water and increase my vitamins and get back onto like a regular vitamin schedule.
Yeah.
But I started taking this one vitamin from Jim, and I do not recommend those. I don't know if those messed with me more. Like, I was trying to be better. I'm like, oh, I'll try this. And I'm like, nope, not doing it. I stopped taking them because I was like, I don't know if it was messing with my head, honestly, Mary. So I stopped taking them. Another box shipped to me, got delivered because it was on like automatic shipment before I could cancel it. I'm like, so I have this whole box of vitamins. And I'm like, I'm not going near them because I was just kind of like leery of the ingredients. You know, I don't want anything that could be mind altering.
Yeah.
I
know that.
So I'm like, it's still sitting there. I don't know. Like, I'd like to give it away, but I'm like, I don't want that to happen to anyone else either. So maybe I should just throw them away. Couldn't get them to refund my money. It's like,
they get you on that stuff.
They canceled my subscription, but they wouldn't refund it. So I was like, good night, Paul. Yep.
Good night, y'all.
We're wrapping up our drinks.
Yep. Everybody is, I think Kevin is streaming next. I don't have his link, but I saw a notification come through that he's going to be streaming, after us. So
1 a.m.
Yep. All right.
Well, I would not have done this a month ago, but I've been, I guess because it's summer and been staying up a little bit later recently, so I was like,
Yes.
I can stay up late. I can swing it. So let us know if you like this time. You know, we could do another one. I thought it was fun. I like doing the after dark thing. Maybe that could be our thing, Mary.
Never know. I think, like I said, it's so hard. I've been trying to keep up with Fish Tubers notifications to see if I can kind of figure out a schedule. But I just, so many people just pop up here and there. And I still haven't figured out how to stream yet. I still haven't got me a StreamYard put together. But yeah, they're in here hollering at me. I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to hop off
It helps
here.
to have a computer and a monitor. I don't know how you would do it. Like, I don't think I'd be able to do it if I just had my phone and a tablet.
I just have a tablet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you probably could do it, but I definitely like doing it on the computer.
Yeah.
If there's a way, there's a will. I'm sure you could make it happen.
Why are these kitties fussing? Okay. They're fussing again.
Ready, y'all. You guys have a good night. Mary, take care.
Good night.
Hope everything goes well with your move and your packing.
I'll try to holler at you tomorrow and let you know what all we get done. I'm gonna try to video some of this, taking this fish room apart and seeing what I can come up with. So, I don't know if I can make a series out of it. If anybody wants to watch a video from me, come hang out with me. But it's going to be so busy and so much trouble, I think, to move everything around. I'm probably going to be not around as much for just a couple, about a week or two till we get settled in. But I really enjoyed hanging out with you, and I'm glad we got some time together because we've been trying for weeks to sit down and chat.
Yeah, my video is posting tomorrow, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to check that one out. It's going to be going to Hobby Lobby, and you get to shop with me.
All right.
Or more. It was a few videos combined. It's from a few store trips. So it was like summer and 4th of July decor, but I tried to make it more 4th of July decor. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check it out. That'll be out tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. All righty.
All righty. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Love you all. Thanks for stopping by. And I love you, Cass. Thanks for having me. Okay.
Much love to you guys.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.